Okay, so let's unpack this source material, the Voss Trials. We're doing a deep dive today into, well, a really complex global conspiracy. Mind control, secret groups. It's all in there.
Yeah, and it centers on Elias Voss trying to expose and really just survive this group called the Clinic after he blew the whistle. There's a lot going on, stage deaths, a desperate team forming.
And the core idea, the thing we really need you to grasp from the sources, is the system they built. It's fundamentally about turning human minds into tools, programmable tools.
That's it. The Clinic is the operator, hiding behind this clean corporate name, Vortex Dynamics. But the real work happened at Black Site 53. The files call it a crucible where minds were forged into tools.
And they weren't just grabbing anyone, they targeted specific people. Criminals, soldiers, the lost, people with skills, or maybe people who wouldn't be missed easily.
Exactly. And their main weapon, their core tech, is called the spiral. Now, this isn't your stage hypnotist stuff. It's way beyond that.
Okay, break that down. What is it then?
It's a system. It uses specific visual patterns, these spirals, right? Yeah. But they're synced up precisely with binaural beats, audio frequencies, and neurochemicals, all designed to push the brain into a theta wave state.
Theta, that's that deep, almost dreamlike state where you're very suggestible.
That's the one. Very open, your usual mental defenses are way down. The whole point is to bypass conscious resistance. The source actually says they etch compliance into the subconscious like code.
Wow, etch compliance, that's chilling. And do we see it work?
Oh yeah, the prime example is Dorian Hale. Subject, #92. He's their enforcer. The files state he reached 98% compliance. Think about that. Described as post-guilt, post-fear. He's basically a walking weapon system.
That mechanism, the spirals, the theta state, it leaves traces, doesn't it? We see that with Joni Rourke, J14. Her death looked like suicide initially.
Right. But her mother, Grace, found things that just didn't add up. That horrible lipstick smile described as obscene, mocking, and, critically, her journal, full of spiral doodles.
So those doodles weren't just random, they mean something specific in this context.
Absolutely. If you connect it back to the spiral tech, those aren't just obsessive drawings. They're likely visual resistance markers. Or maybe even the induction cues themselves. She was fighting it, trying to map it out, understand it, maybe break free.
Okay, so Janie's death, Hale's existence, it forces people to act. This is where the team comes together, right? In Toronto.
Yeah, September 2025. You've got Elias Voss, the profiler who tried to expose them before. Grace Warwick, Janie's mother, obviously wanting justice or maybe vengeance.
And Jack Salvo, the hacker, his connection is personal too, isn't it?
Very personal. His sister, Leela Salvo, or S7 in the files, was the source of the neural template. Her mind's unique structure became the blueprint for reprogramming others.
A blueprint for control. And then there's Detective Inspector Carla Nye from Interpol trying to handle this officially. Quite the team.
An unlikely alliance, definitely. And they're up against some heavy hitters. The source reveals the architects. Delilah Kairos, she ran the operations at Black Site 53.
And the big reveal, Adrian Voss, Elias's father, the founder, who supposedly died 10 years ago.
Faked his death, runs the whole thing from the shadows. That betrayal, that family connection, it really fuels Elias's fight, you know?
Okay, so the stakes get even higher. Jax, the hacker, finds something critical.
He breaches their system and discovers Phase 4 AVs live. This isn't just about individual agents anymore. Phase 4 is a global trigger network.
Meaning
they can activate thousands of operatives simultaneously. Politicians, soldiers, regular civilians, all programmed using Leela's neural template. It's coordinated, mass control on potentially a global scale. The nerve center is Site Alpha, somewhere in Sumatra.
And the danger is immediate. They get ambushed in Toronto.
Yeah, by Dorian Hale himself. They barely escape. It proves the threat is real right now, and Hale's implant was damaged in the fight, giving them a small window.
So they can't stay put. Where do they go?
They have to get ahead of the network. They head straight for Jakarta. It's a major data hub close to Sumatra. They need to pull intel on Site Alpha before Hale's system reboots, and he's fully back online, hunting them again.
So, wrapping this part of the deep dive up, the chase is on. A global race against time to reach Site Alpha in Sumatra to stop this spiral signal from triggering Phase 3 and activating potentially thousands of sleeper agents.
Exactly. It's not just about survival for the team anymore. It's about, well, the integrity of the human mind itself, fighting back against this really sophisticated, weaponized psychology.
That really is the core conflict, and it leaves you, the listener, with this thought. What does it actually mean when an organization operates on the belief that freedom was a lie? That human minds fundamentally need structure imposed on them?
Yeah, and how does someone like Delilah Kairos use her own past trauma, her loss, to justify building this kind of system. What weaknesses in our society, what vulnerabilities do ideologies like that latch onto to gain power and control? Something to think about.